Hello, welcome to Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob, and this is a video about the upcoming battle tomes that we are going to see for Age of Sigmar. The big preview has just finished. I'm very excited about Chaos Dwarves. I've covered that already. But this video, we are going to be talking about the upcoming armies. The forces of death are emerging in the realms of Age of Sigmar with Flesh Eater Courts and Nighthaunt getting a battle tome, as well as some new models. I'm just going to go through this article now. We've heard some stuff that was said on stream at the same time to get us some details, so we'll go through it. Battle Flesh Eater Courts is first. The accursed vampire monarchs of the Flesh Eater Courts are trapped within their own reality warping delusion. In their own minds, there are noble knights and lords holding court as though the personification of gallantry. The foul truth, however, is that they are depraved beasts who rip and tear at mortal flesh in insatiable bloodlust. Let's talk about the front cover. Great front cover, in my opinion. Really cool. Looks very nice. There's been some really solid art for Age of Sigmar 4. Some of it's been okay, but this is very nice in my opinion. I really like that. I think that's a good front cover. Flesh Eater Courts as well. I would expect to see things like the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist and also the Terrorgeist itself go away. Now, that might be crazy. Maybe they'll stay inside the battle tome. I don't know if they've mentioned that anywhere. But we obviously saw the Terrorgeist go out of the Soulblight Gravelords book. So I'd expect to see them also maybe go away from here as well. This new battle tome is the essential guide to Flesh Eater Courts, updating them for the present edition. Inside you'll find all the rules, include new battle trait, delusions, a new battle trait, delusions. Nice, which reflects the roiling madness that inflects them all. The army has 2 to pick from, a standard, but many heroes unlock fresh delusions, allowing you to build your army around the specific personages. That's very exciting. Now, if you don't know, Age of Sigmar launched just over a year ago, 13 months ago, and it launched with a brand new edition with a bunch of indexes. One of the big problems that we've had is many of the battle tomes have been very disappointing because they've been essentially full copy and pastes from those indexes as books. So when people have got the new books, or when I've reviewed the new books, which I've covered every single one of on this channel, what's happened is people have been pretty disappointed because they're like, oh, wow, it's just the same thing again. I'm pretty sick of that. We have seen with the recent Khorne book, as an example, we have started to see a change. And that change maybe has been a little soft touch, but we have seen new battle traits, new abilities, maybe a little rework on how some stuff works. So I'm very hopeful that this is also an indication that we're getting into the redevelopment of those rules for these different battle tomes. So I'm very hopeful there. And I don't mean that from a balance perspective. I mean that from like a narrative perspective. I also mean that from like a playstyle perspective as well. Give you new ways to use the army, give you a refresh or a redo on how maybe you want to see these things play. I think that's something that people do want. Okay. So there are also battle formations, heroic traits, artifacts of power, lore of madness, and lots besides. And also, I assume we're going to see 2 armies of renown, one of which for the new Khorne book was actually really amazing. Loads of heroes running around being lunatics. I'd love to see something similar for the Flesh Eater Courts. It's easily the most thematic army in the game. Not Chaos Dwarfs, they're the best, obviously. But it's easily like got the best theme. So you should be able to create some very high-minded, conceptual cool ideas for armies of renown from this. Also, we got a new model, the High Falconer Felgrin. Felgrin is a blood-crazed vampire with an affinity for wild creatures who thinks himself nothing more than a falconer. Surrounded by his carrion flock, Felgrin and his vicious falcon gripe work together to spot weaknesses in enemy forces, while this delusion empowers the lowly commoners and beasts who march with the Flesh Eater Courts. So that's pretty fun. I mean, I think this model, Flesh Eater Courts fans, but also everyone else who's watching this, it's going to be almost impossible for you to say that they don't have some of the most flavorful characters as sculpts ever. And this is just another great take, riffing on the idea of a falconer, like a medieval falconer that's got bats instead. This is amazing. Like, it's S-tier lore, S-tier minis. So super, super good. And then this is your new kill team, Spearhead. I'll cover that on the Spearhead channel. I'm a little amazed actually to see both the Flayers and also the Crypt Horrors staying in the roster. I actually thought that they would go away. I thought that would be something that we wouldn't be looking at anytime soon. And I'm actually pretty amazed to see that take shape. So, especially as they are very old sculpts, and to launch them in the Spearhead, but they do hold up. I think Crypt Horrors are really good. I think Crypt Flayers are really good. I think they really do hold up. So yeah, and you do get the Warcry Warband as well, and also the Gore Warden. So I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, the Royal Beast Flayers at the bottom is an amazing kit. Like, that's a genuinely amazing kit. So that's a pretty flavorful Spearhead if you're new or if you're thinking about painting it, or just getting some models on the tabletop, or you just want the coolest kit maybe ever in the Royal Beast Flayers. But I got to say, current Flesh Eater Courts fans probably not be that excited about it. So there we go. The China Watch offers great tactical opportunities. Okay, that's for Spearhead. We'll cover that on Spearhead later. Anyway, Flesh Eater Courts fans, let me know if you're excited. I mean, we are literally talking about a new battle tome that's about to come up. Two, in fact. Two new battle tomes just go on pre-order today, because I'll post this on Saturday. They've just announced a new faction for Age of Sigmar. It's so much Age of Sigmar content and news. Like, it's really good. Like, it's genuinely really good. Okay, so next up, Nighthaunt. As for Flesh Eaters above, the new battle tome neatly updates and replaces the rules in the faction pack with new battle formations, heroic traits, artifacts of power, a spell lore, and more. The recently unearthed Nexus of Grief goes in there, which is your new terrain feature, replenishing and refashioning your spectral hordes, which may be teleporting around the battlefield, while Mounting Dread slowly winnows away their sanity. So that's your terrain feature. I gotta say, the art for this is also high end. Like, that's a very dynamic picture for some ghosts. So great front cover as well. I think that's really positive. Now, there has been some rumors of some updates also to the battle traits on the preview video. There's been some some video clips going around that maybe Nighthaunt will have some sort of change to Ethereal. That would be a massive institutional structural change for how this army plays. But right now, I sometimes don't trust what the people on the previews know or say, so we'll have to wait and find out what it's going to look like. But potentially we're going to see Ethereal change. Maybe they get a persistent constant 5-up ward, which is what the idea is. Thank you very much. So with that said, we're going to have to wait to find out what that actually looks like in the battle tomes. But I think these will also come out very soon. So I think we'll see these in the next couple of months. There's also a brand new model, the Lord Vitriolic, a cursed soul, perhaps once a peddler in fake curatives and concoctions who preyed upon the gullible and desperate. The Lord Vitriolic committed some act of vile enough to attract the justice of the great necromancer. Now his many-armed horror drifts into a battle with a rack of foul potions on its back, hurling them to explode among the foe in a shower of spite-laced acids or clouds, inflicting a choice of effects from the negating enemy ward rolls to inflicting mortal damage. Okay, so you can turn off ward saves. That seems to be a consistent theme that we are seeing in these new minis, these new rules, these new battle tomes. So consistent theme. I gotta say, again, banger mini. It really reminds me of Festus, the Leech Lord from Nurgle. And I wonder if there's going to be some like cool crossover lore there that's available. But I gotta say, I think that's really amazing. It's a great sculpt, great opportunity to do some very fun painting there, do some fun stuff. So that's very cool. Turning off wards, very strong in the current edition. So very, very strong. Okay, so then we've also got what the Spearhead is going to be. 25 Nighthaunt models. We've got the Cursed Shackle Horde, which has got 2 Chain Gas, 10 Dread Scythe Harridans, 10 Blade Guys for Evidence, and 2 Dread Blade Harrows. So it's not too bad of a force. But it's nice. It's a nice mix of units, which I think is fun. You can buy it a couple of times, which is good. You always want to be able to buy one of these a couple of times, because normally they're at a discount than if you were to buy them individually. Do you want all of those units? I don't really think necessarily. The Mimron Banshees are very cool. Getting 2 units of that is great inside of one of these boxes. Both Flesh Eater Courts and the Nighthaunt will also be accompanied by a Gamers Edition of Battle Tomes, obviously. And there's more to come from the Mortal Realms in the Big Summer Preview, which we covered already, which will be the Chaos Dwarves. So 2 Death Battle Tomes only really leaves Ossiarch Bone Reapers out in the cold as one of our factions to get a Battle Tome. So hopefully we'll see them. But I think we're going to see new Ossiarch Bone Reapers models I think that's what we're likely to see. And the reason that they're a little bit further off. These are really kind of like stopgap battle tomes. Flesh Eater Courts just got a massive bunch of new minis very recently. You know, you got Ushrang, you got the Morbeg Knights, you got a load of cool new stuff. Nighthaunt, they have got quite a big roster. I think all they really need adding is maybe some sort of like War Machine style thing, and maybe some sort of like big monster they need to get added in. I think that would really flesh out like the profile of the Nighthaunt army, because it's got cavalry, it's got arguably too much infantry, it's got a semi-shooting unit. I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of like reliquary style like War Machine thing, which I think would be good as well. So there's a lot of stuff that you could do with this. For Flesh Eater Courts, I actually don't even know what you could add to Flesh Eater Courts at this stage. You've got monsters, you've got cavalry, you've got infantry, monstrous infantry, maybe some sort of crazy War Machine, I don't know. But yeah, you've got a lot of stuff in both these two books, and let me know if either of these two armies are armies you are excited about. I know the Flesh Eater Courts player base is massive, absolutely massive, and I think a lot of people got into Nighthaunt because it was so easy to pick up in those part work magazines. So there's a lot of opportunity to get into this. So I'm interested to know what you are thinking and if you're excited to put them on the table. Either way, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to go meet up with your friends, play some games, get your models on the tabletop and have fun. That's kind of the point of the hobby. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you soon.